So let's see. Okay, speaking of narcissists, we have our president who finally did something that I felt was worth commenting on, and it was this tweet.
Do you want me to read
Oh,
it?
actually, let me. I should probably give some context. So, some Saudi Arabian pipeline was attacked. That's really all I really know. And basically, the first tweet that he put out was saying, like, we've started to double the amount of oil production we're doing in the United States, which I was like, okay, great. It gets us off dependence on them.
Thank fucking God.
And then he tweets this out.
And so we are thrown back in time. He says, Saudi Arabia oil supply was attacked. There is reason to believe that we know the culprit, are locked and loaded depending on verification, but are waiting to hear from the kingdom as to who they believe was the cause of this attack and under what terms we would proceed.
It's so cringy, the kingdom.
The kingdom. Like, how hard can he suck Bin Salman's dick?
Yeah, or Netanyahu. It's just I can't. It's like these. Not him individually, but like I think Israel and Saudi Arabia must have dirt on us. It is bizarre to me at the amount of dick sucking and how much war will do for both of those two places.
I wonder like where the money flow really is. And there's a tweet right below it from Shu, and she says, "How about you tell them to fight their own battles with the money you gave them to do so?" What the fuck?
Right.
Shu has some like good takes.
Because she's us. I mean, she thinks about like we do. And then Tulsi Gabbard came in and kicked his fucking dick in.
Dude, this is the reason for her being in the thumbnail with a crown.
Yeah.
I would welcome her as our queen of the kingdom.
So then this is what she can go ahead and read this.
So this is initially what she tweets. At Donald Trump. Trump awaits instructions from his Saudi masters. Having our country act as Saudi Arabia's bitch is not America first.
And
fuck.
I know.
This is amping up.
I know. And so that was amazing. And then she put out this video, which I thought was great. It's the next follow-up.
And yes.
Yesterday, President Trump offered to place our military, my brothers and sisters in uniform, under the command of Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the dictator of the Islamist Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Islamist Kingdom. I love
Trump
that.
Trump said
important.
We are locked and loaded, but are waiting to hear from the kingdom as to who they believe was the cause of this attack and under what terms we would proceed. Now, Mr. President, as you know, I have never engaged in hateful rhetoric against you or your family, and I never will. But you're offering our military assets to the dictator of Saudi Arabia to use as he sees fit is a betrayal of my brothers and sisters in uniform who are ready to give our lives for our country, not for the Islamist dictator of Saudi Arabia. And for you to think that you can pimp out our proud servicemen and women to the Prince of Saudi Arabia is disgraceful. And it once again shows that you are unfit to serve as our commander-in-chief. As a member of Congress and as a soldier, I and all of my brothers and sisters in uniform have taken an oath to protect and defend the American people and the Constitution of the United States of America. There is nothing in our Constitution that gives you the power to go to war without the express consent of Congress. What to speak of giving you the power to offer our military to a foreign power like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to use as they wish. President Trump, your words and actions are a betrayal of my brothers and sisters in uniform, the American people, and our Constitution. My fellow service members and I, we are not your prostitutes. You are not our pimp.
Damn, dude. Oh,
I love her so
God.
much.
I do too. I saw some really fucking ice cold takes in the replies
they're
to that
everywhere.
tweet.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
And it's like it's so hard to not believe that they're
and
bots.
a lot of them. What's so funny is it's like if it's not the kind of typical like Assad apologist stuff, it's like do Israel next because it's like some person who like doesn't criticize Israel because of their foreign policy. They criticize them because they're Jewish, which is like and that's the fine line with it. Where it's like the difference between like the anti-Semites and then the ones who are like myself who just are like, why are we so beholden to their every whim? It's really bizarre. Mm-hmm. That's and I like their foreign policy is like I think that they should exist and have their borders, blah 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 blah. But how much money we give them, like there's so much weirdness there that I don't understand.
And like one of the takes that I saw, which was just fucking frigid, was like you as a service member you're supposed to carry out the call of commander-in-chief, so why don't you just shut up and move on? And it's like, Really?
She's
like,
also a congressperson.
And I said this to you. It's like this country, I've said this on the podcast before, it was founded on being able to fight back against a government that doesn't serve you, including the executive branch.
Right. And also the person that was saying that is probably a pro-Second Amendment person that is because we need our guns to stop a tyrannical government. So it really is like she and I think that it's kind of, when you see those kinds of takes, those cold takes, it's proof that how effective the propaganda against her is. But I'm just really hoping that, because she has a lot of alternative media support, I'm really hoping that she gets into the third debate. We'll see whatever fucking shit they do to kind of squeeze her out. But yeah, I adore her. And Nianoni says, despite my problems with some of Gabbard's foreign policy stances, and a big one is Second Amendment, which I don't like her stance on that either. I have to admit that was great. And because I was telling Sean, it's like at the end of the day, it's like, I think that why this issue is so personal to me is that we are of the age group that would be cannon fodder for these stupid fucking wars. And especially you now. I'm too old now to get drafted, but you're not. So it's this kind of thing of like and also these wars, there's no reason, or like really ever since World War II, there's been no. It's always been this kind of like, wait, like Vietnam, the Vichy French, why are we here? What, communism? Okay, what? Why?
Yeah, give me like a concrete reason for us being in any.
There's a genocide. Okay, all right. But then again, it's like with Saudi Arabia, they're literally causing a genocide in Yemen, and we're
supplying the guns,
the weapons, exactly. Yes. So it seems like our rationale for going to war is very unclear now, and it seems to be just at the interest of foreign money. Yeah.
And the real reason I'm a student right now is because I don't want to go to war. I don't want to get drafted, so I'm going to stay an anti-war student artist forever.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep going to school and keep getting myself into debt until Bernie becomes president and my debt is alleviated.
Yes.
And then I will drop out. I don't want to serve, and I don't see how anybody could want to serve in pointless war.
And I think that this is a completely bipartisan issue. And it's actually interesting. We should bring it up. We forgot to mention on the last podcast that Trump fired Bolton.
In our podcast about irrelevance.
Right.
We didn't, exactly.
We didn't talk about that. But I mean, I guess that was sort of like the sort of icing on the cake, is he was so irrelevant that we didn't even talk about him.
Right.
But it was interesting to like have that happen and then have this tweet come out. And you know, of course, all the Trump like super supporters are like, this is some kind of 4D chess thing. But even I don't even think they even believe it. It's just kind of like
4D chess.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes he does things where I'm like, okay, I can see why he did that. Like, you know, putting the squad front and center with this, you know, is like the face of the Democratic Party.
To distract while he's doing other things.
That, or just to like make the Democrats seem crazy because those 4 women are kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. And also because he knew that Nancy Pelosi couldn't wrangle them in, is this kind of thing. So I think that he does do some things that are sort of, they have some foresight. This just read as odd. I didn't see anything about this that
right.